Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. I do hope, despite everything, that you're all doing well and that you at least try or trying to have a great day. I bring bad news and then some slightly good news. Bitcoin used to show little correlation with traditional assets, but the worst day for the US and European stock markets in 3 decades turned into one of the worst days for the cryptocurrency space. On Friday morning, that's today, many crypto exchanges saw Bitcoin tumbling to a daily low of around $3,800. I did not say that number incorrectly. 3,800. After which it quickly returned to above 4,000. On Coinbase, the king of crypto, Bitcoin, hit a daily low of 3,858, while on Bitfinex it stopped at 4,001. The last time when Bitcoin was trading below 4,000 was in April 2019. The cryptocurrency touched the lowest level in almost a year. This is by far one of the worst weeks for Bitcoin since Monday. It has lost 53% of its recent bottom. Last Friday, it traded above 9,100. And has lost 58% since then. However, most of the pain came yesterday when bears tested one support level after another. Initially, Bitcoin fell to around 7,500, which was a strong support line of an uptrend that started to form in April of last year. Once it broke below it, the price plummeted and ignored any logic. I've mentioned that many times before. Bulls were crashed, and the updating lows imposed traders to close their positions in mass, which fueled the panic. So as you might imagine, this is quite the headline, as it were. Like I said, bad news and then kind of okay, good news. While the entire cryptocurrency market slammed down, it was not just Bitcoin. A lot of coins suffered major losses almost immediately after Bitcoin hit 3,800. It touched 4,000, and we are currently just a couple of bucks away from 5,600 per Bitcoin. A lot of the fear just seems to be constant, not random panics, but it's like if someone sees something happening, everyone else is panicking. I saw a number of news articles yesterday proclaiming that Bitcoin whales were on the move. Typically, here's my opinion, when we hear information about a Bitcoin whale, it is someone who has 15,000, 18,000, 22,000, 31,000 Bitcoin. This one was talking about someone who had moved, I believe, 1,000 or 2,000 Bitcoin onto a cryptocurrency exchange, and it was just about tons of panic. What would this $6 million sell-off do to the crypto market? It was all these really random things. So I think a lot of the news, not the websites that I'm reading from are the lowest panicked ones. I've avoided the panicking news because it does nothing well for anyone. The entire point being, markets are reacting to fear. The fear is reacting to the markets. And the news that people are putting out there, I don't care where you're getting your news from. It's all very woe is us. What's happening? I'm choosing my words, of course. Anyway, the entire point is Bitcoin, what people are calling a flash crash, because I mean it kind of did. A couple of minutes later, it was almost immediately back up. We also saw yesterday that a couple of other coins were also flash crashing. However, Bitcoin going from 6,000 to 3,800 in a couple of minutes is a bit dramatic. This one says Bitcoin price drops to 3,637. but rebounds above 5,000 within minutes. This one says Bitcoin tumbles under 4,000. How nigh is 3,000? Says Bitcoin falls roughly 50% in one day. Here's what analysts think about the historic bloodbath. And this one says Ethereum's price fell 43% yesterday. That was its worst day ever. While Bitcoin tumbled, I didn't even see the other prices for the other coins. Everyone completely panicked and started mass selling as much as possible. Really funny, not funny at all, actually. About an hour or two later, you could see all the coins were like trying to recover, but so many people were pushing the Satoshi price of many altcoins was around like 8% up, 15% up. People were just simply pushing everything into altcoins for fear that Bitcoin might dip all over again. So the silver lining, I always try to find a silver lining, is if you had a buy order below 4,000, congratulations, you were probably close to an entire Bitcoin or now have an entire Bitcoin. The other side is the dip happened while you were sleeping probably, so you didn't get to experience all the fear, and now the price is exactly where it was almost yesterday. So nothing has really changed in your world. Yeah, let's move on. I tried to make it as good as possible. I promise I tried. Next up, here's the other portion of the news. At least two major cryptocurrency exchanges, BitMEX and Gemini, briefly went out of service earlier today as volatility surged. While their current status shows them as operational, both BitMEX and Gemini were down for about 45 minutes late last Thursday, or yesterday. BitMEX said it had a hardware issue with its cloud service provider, which caused requests to be delayed between 2 in the morning to around 2:40. Normal service returned around 3. Bitcoin's flash crash of more than 50% on Thursday triggered short position liquidations on BitMEX. The crypto derivatives exchange registered total position liquidations of a whopping 1.1 billion in the last 24 hours. This is the highest amount since over 18 months. Sorry to keep clearing my throat. It's whatever. I'm having tea. Here's the little pretty red dot chart right there. Gemini, on the other hand, went under emergency maintenance last night to address a technical issue at around 46 minutes past midnight before restoring its service at 1:37 a.m. Notably, Coinbase is also monitoring its network for Ether and ERC20 coins as send transactions are delayed due to network congestion. I saw someone mention yesterday in the comments section that one of their Ether transactions was delayed by 6 hours. This is what I always, a little side note, this is all new technology. It's going to be upgraded eventually. In 2017, we had the same exact instance. When Bitcoin was 200,000 transactions backlogged, loaded, whatever, I think it took me about 14 days at one point to send Bitcoin. That's not a fake number. I promise you. It was the most terrifying moment of my entire life, because imagine sending money through the internet. Imagine sending money through a bank and you check 3 or 4 or 5 days later, it's not there. And then the bank has no answer for you. So I remember sending it. And the part of the problem is that people don't really realize how updated or upgraded the cryptocurrency space actually currently is, because the way that wallets used to work before, especially desktop wallets, was when you would send Bitcoin, you had to put in how much you wanted to pay as a network fee, which made no sense to people. Like, you don't have to do that now when you send in any other transactions. So there wasn't like an automatic send for you to, up the transaction cost to make sure that your stuff went through with priority. So I think this thing I was using, I think my transaction fee was 2 cents, and other people were upping theirs to around 15 to 45 cents. So theirs were going through. Mine had the lowest priority, and it took 2 weeks, if not more. I think it was actually more, for my money to finally chime into the other wallet. It was terrifying. That's the entire point of network congestion. So just a bit of some news on there. So the news here that we were just talking about has to do with the fact that BitMEX, being one of the larger cryptocurrency exchanges, apparently, this is the news that I read, this is the news that I'm giving you. Apparently, BitMEX had the sell orders first and started declining very rapidly. Apparently, other cryptocurrency exchanges also started to panic, and the prices started to go down. Apparently, as Bitcoin was hitting around the 3,000, 800, 900, whatever dollar levels, people said that BitMEX went offline. People said that BitMEX and Gemini pulled the plug, if you will. No one knows if this is true. This is kind of the news that's floating around. The speculation now is that in an effort to stop the prices from falling so dramatically on their platforms, on their websites, things kind of went down. To be fair, but not super fair, we've seen this also happen the last couple of days with the stock market. Stock markets around the world have kind of like shut things off, and they're like, nope, give it a breather. Because one of the analysts I was reading from in another article had stated that if, this is what this person said, he said, if BitMEX and Gemini and other places had not had a little, shut off period, that the panic selling could have caused Bitcoin to drop to around 1,000. Which is a big no-no, especially after that drop that we just had was mainly based off of panic. Has already rebounded, if you kind of want to say that. Anyway, here's the actual report from BitMEX on blog.bitmex.com. It's a system status update 13th March. I'm not going to read the entire thing. We just went over it says operational. Yeah, a lot of the selling over the last couple of days has been just an infusion of panic from websites telling you to panic. People in my comment section, you know who you are, telling other people to panic. And then the panic just kind of, if you hear something panicky at the beginning of the day, you're going to panic throughout the rest of the day. This is why when I bring you news, I make sure to kind of give you, I give you an explanation of exactly what's been going on so you don't completely freak out. It could have also been, we've seen before in the past that sometimes cryptocurrency exchanges like bank websites and Amazon and other places, they do crash. If you have far too many people on your platform, it just doesn't handle too well, regardless how many upgrades you have. It's usually probably okay for a couple 10,000, 100,000 people to be on every hour. But if you have millions of people, just random number throwing it out, selling, buying, whatever at the exact same time, you're going to have an outage. So prices did go back up a bit, but apparently there was massive panic selling at night. No one knows why. There's no explanation as to who, why, when, or what, but that's the that news for today. For those of you who do not know, it says, as stocks headed for their worst day since 1987's Black Monday crash, the Federal Reserve announced further measures to prop up liquidity, including a potential injection of more than 1.5 trillion US dollars into the stock market. Stocks responded immediately, cutting losses in half on the announcement before dropping back down 8%. The Fed said it will ramp up its overnight funding operations, buying repos or repurchase agreements by $1.5 trillion over the next 2 days. There are a number of other, this is probably the largest. There are a number of countries who are doing the exact same thing. They are pumping 10 billion, 15 billion, 55 billion into their markets. I think it is quite unprecedented to see an injection or the intention of an injection of 1.5. You understand how much $1.5 trillion is? That's an obscene amount of money just to hope that markets will remain propped up. The issue is that markets responded and then unresponded. And the issue that we have right now is that it appears that, we'll see. It is Friday. We'll see exactly what ends up happening to the wider market today. But we've been like 5, 6, 7-0 with the last couple of weekends, giving us pretty ridiculous news. And then Monday, stocks end up tumbling. So, yeah. The last time we saw things like this happening were in 2008 and 2009. We all know what happened in 2008 and 2009. And I think I mentioned in one of the last videos that I made, many analysts have said or are suggesting that we may either be in or are on the very cusp, like we are at the ledge with one leg over, of a recession, worldwide one. We'll see exactly how this plays out. We have no choice. Time goes forward, so we will have to see exactly how this is going to play out. But, like I always say, if nothing else, it is an exciting time to be here because I woke up a little angry. Not at the fact that Bitcoin had tumbled to 3,800. But the fact that I wasn't awake for it to happen, little annoying. And the fact that I didn't have a buy order in, also a little annoying. I'm sure first of all, I'm sure there are tons of people in the world. You've seen all the comments. I hope Bitcoin goes down. I hope Bitcoin crumbles. I have a buy order at 5,000. lucky duckies, because I definitely wished. Anyway, the point is, I shan't make the same mistake again. I myself personally, this is how I feel. I assume that within the next couple of weeks, we're going to see a continued amount of volatility in all markets. And I'm myself preparing to buy Bitcoin around that price once again, just in case. Big just in case, no real problem having a buy order at around 3,999 would be nice. Anyway, that's the Fed news, and right, let's move on. Also in the news, my Ether wallet announced today that here we go, that American users can now buy Ether using a new Apple Pay integration. The move makes up a larger rollout of Mu Wallet, the crypto project's upgraded mobile application. Programmed by platform Wire, that is WYRE, my Ether wallet now allows users to quickly make Ether purchases with their debit cards. American users can also purchase Ether using Wire's Apple Pay integration. Gunja Mehta of Wire Partnership said in a brief shared, okay, it's weird, with Crypto Briefing. That threw me off. A brief shared with Crypto Briefing. He said, working with Mu to integrate our new native Apple Pay integration to the mobile app was delightful, and we couldn't have picked a better launch partner. Sure, the point is, usually, when I mention stuff or things that are out or things you can buy with, Americans usually get the short end of the stick, especially New York State, and sometimes California, usually New York State. So it appears if you have Apple Pay and my Ether wallet, you can buy Ether with a debit card and also with Apple Pay. That's as far as that news goes. It's more like if you wanted Ether, especially at these prices, oh my gosh, the amount of comments, I don't know if you guys have all seen them. The amount of comments I've been talking about, like, I picked up 10 Ether. I bought so-and-so. Somebody was like, I got half a Bitcoin. And I was like, how dare you? I wanted to buy half a Bitcoin. The point is, at these prices, it's a steal. Okay, I'm going to move on. Right. If you use my Ether wallet and we're desperate for them to have Apple Pay, there you go. Also, in kind of news, everywhere news, earlier today, Binance announced that it would be adding support for EOS staking on its trading platform today, starting on Friday. The announcement stated that within 2 days, 2 days ago, users will be able to enjoy hassle-free staking rewards through the platform's monthly staking airdrop program. The staking distribution for the coin will be calculated as follows. I don't know, there are no numbers here. It says EOS generated by each user equals the total EOS staking rewards received by Binance times the user's EOS holdings ratio. Initially, the staking rewards will be calculated through the end of April, with the total amount distributed being equal to the EOS staking rewards accumulated during the period. After this period, EOS staking rewards will be calculated daily and distributed on a monthly basis. Rewards will be distributed before the 20th of each month. Once again, Binance has added another coin for staking. I think yesterday it was Cosmos. But once again, they don't really give like a percentage of how much EOS you will make from the staking. I do say, however, I do appreciate Binance. Coinbase has like 1 or 2 coins staked. Gemini has none. And I appreciate any platform that is doing something like this because it allows you to get not free crypto, but you get crypto for just holding crypto, which is really good because especially if these cryptos end up going up, you've made essentially free money. So I like that staking has become a lot easier because it used to be very difficult before. I tried staking some coin like 2 years ago. It was a hot garbage. Like it just didn't. Anyway, the entire point is, yes, apparently Binance now has EOS staking. If anyone sees a report or a number on the percentage that you will get from this, here's the actual Binance.com blog post. It says Binance will support EOS staking, but there are no numbers. They're never like a percentage point. It's kind of weird. There have been a couple of coins that have, in the past, usually said, you know, you get 3%, you get 6%, you get 11%. I don't know what number this is supposed to be from EOS generated by each user equals the total EOS staking rewards received by Binance times users' EOS holding ratio. The point is, I assume we'll get numbers, if anything, within the next couple of days. If you've been looking to stake your EOS easier, well, there you go. Let's move on. And to, I guess, really finish things off, for some reason, this was also everywhere, but it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Activision has announced that a Call of Duty Crypto is part of the Battle Royale shooter game COD Warzone. The hugely popular Call of Duty franchise has expanded its influence this week with the launch of its first-person shooter Warzone. And just like its competitor Fortnite, it will also have an in-game crypto. Call of Duty Warzone features blah, 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 blah. I don't really care. PS4, Xbox One. Call of Duty Crypto can generate the same hype as Fortnite V-Bucks. I'm not going to read through more of this. Because it's just half nonsense. The entire point is, apparently Call of Duty and Fortnite are making or have their own crypto. And this is also very big news because it's kind of everywhere and everyone's freaking out about it. The issue is, where does it say it? Yeah, it says technically both V-Bucks and points are not cryptocurrencies. The Internal Revenue Service has said or clarified that players do not have to mention the same in their tax returns. So I saw a lot of hype around Call of Duty making a crypto, and then come to find out it's not actually a crypto. Remember years ago when people were just adding the name blockchain to their company just trying to get hype? And then there was no hype because those companies still shut down. Anyway, sure. Fortnite and Call of Duty duke it out on the crypto turf with no actual crypto. They're just calling it crypto in their games to get more people to play them. Yep, 2020, everybody. This is what we got. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Joshua Vineyard, Martin Stoyer, Josh Gorsica, Chongololo, Songololo, Nostromo, Mr. Pickles, John Sarsiniano, a reader, a Bibliophobia, Barebones Mining, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Mohammed Roni, Master Ventures in Thailand, Brady Niels, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Crypto Joe, Bankroll Network, Adobo, Miluizi, Crypto Artist, Cold U3D, Nicholas Renault, Peace and Love, Damien Setsuna, Nick Kernaya, Rich the Rich the Third, Richie Rich the Third, Vlad the Impaler, Krypton Beer Shipmate, Paxis, Nick Mon, Gialavori, Anthony Charles, Jim Garner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller, His Jess, Every Day, and Kyle Skips Leg Day, Yes to Crypto, Buddy McButtface, Anytime Fitness, Mars Corner Staff, Arfmedic 17, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger, Machanisa, On Crypto with Lionel, Crayol and Michelle URL, and hold on, I have to sneeze. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Markets have recovered a tiny bit. Oh, yeah. People were asking yesterday. I love the comment section. This is a very weird place. People were saying that they can tell by the tone of my voice if the market is up or down. And I kind of thought to myself, yeah, it's kind of true, because wouldn't it be weird if I started a video, hello, everybody, we all lost money, and I get really happy as prices have dropped by like 45%. You got to have the tone that's appropriate for said moment. I mean, I'm typically generally always a pretty happy, chipper fellow. It just, you know, videos don't work out too well if prices drop by 30%, then I'm like super excited. So I guess thank you for your concern or me being sad or depressed. I'm not. I'm doing pretty okay. I'm here. And also, thank you once again for all the recovery wishes. I don't, not to, I mean, it's really not too much information. It's more like it's just moved on to kind of like a phlegmy phase. Like I said, not too much information, but you realize I can talk a lot quicker, faster, and more breathy than I could before. Anyway, prices are still down, but they're not out. Tether's Satoshi value is up by 12%. Yeah. This is what I was talking about. Ether's, why am I pointing out the window? I was like pointing at someone. Ether Satoshi value is up by 8%. XRP is up by 6%. Litecoin Satoshi value is up by 11.53%. I think people are a little bit still kind of fearful that prices could dip. Like I said, I'm anticipating a further dip, but who knows? All we know is that over the last 4 or 5 days, someone could have been massively buying the dip. Bitcoin could shoot back up. Who knows? The entire point is no one knows where the market is going to go because no one predicted any of that happening. Isn't that funny? Remember all the people who are like, I know where the market's going to go. Not one gosh darn person said Bitcoin was falling down to 3,800. Not one. Anyway, trying to keep it optimistic. I buy regardless. I know that even as we get closer to the halving, which I think is also a very interesting time period as well, if you're paying attention to it. The halving is, what is it, 6-7 weeks away, and the entire crypto market is faltering. I wonder what will happen if prices continue to tumble, people lose random faith in cryptocurrencies, people start to sell, and then around, like, let's say like August, September, we have some momentum back up, and then we realize, oh yeah, the halving happened. Oh yeah, it's more expensive to make a Bitcoin. Oh yeah, Bitcoin's undervalued, and everyone is like, wow. It's one of those situations where you're kind of like, how low can they go? Like, how low does Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies have to go before you're like, okay, I'll buy? Because I personally do not believe they're going to last at low prices forever. I do not know, and no one does, if Bitcoin will drop back down to 3,800. It is likely a possibility. However, yeah, I'm going to end the video here. Let me know if you were able to buy the dip, as it were. I saw a couple of people talking about it, and I was like, grumble, grumble, grumble. I don't want it to dip any further. Obviously, I would like to make money, but if prices go down, you know, the buying opportunities there. That is definitely going to do it for this video. I don't want to overdo it with my voice. I hope you all enjoyed in some way. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most, ow, hit my hand. I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.